The next story, which doesn't really come to a surprise now that like we just watched SmackDown.
Mm.
Um, Allegedly Fox soured on WWE and SmackDown in the last couple years of the deal. So when they came to the table to renegotiate before TKO group became a thing, um, SmackDown purposely underbid for, or no, Fox purposely underbid on SmackDown.
Mm.
What y'all think about that?
See what happens. You see what happens when you underbid. WWE know their value, they know what they got, and you
Mm-hmm.
try to underbid them. Try to say, nah, like this is. You try to tell them this is what you're trying to put or put forward for to have it on your station, and y'all lost it now. Because I ain't gonna hold you. That SmackDown was probably one of the best SmackDowns in a minute.
Low key.
And the fact, and then we just spoke about it right as it was happening. They went over. Like Fox was not letting people go over, not even a minute. They was
It's
cutting
network.
them
Yeah,
off.
it's network television. You can't. I mean, you
Yeah.
basically can't go over. Like, you can't throw off the schedule of network TV because,
Hmm.
like, those are the three channel: Fox, ABC, NBC, CBS. Like, them channels gotta run no matter what.
Right.
So it's not like
So
it's cable. Yeah.
exactly. So with it being on USA, you're allowed a little bit of wiggle room to go over a little bit. And it helps the story. Like the way SmackDown ended, I like it. So by all means, Fox, you fucked up. This is straight up what it is. You fucked up.
I agree with that. Yeah, that was a dumbass decision. It doesn't make sense to not bid for you letting go something that's actually hitting this climax and stride where wrestling hasn't been in years. It's like you're entering a second attitude era. You kind of want to catch that wave before they go to Netflix. And now they're at Netflix and they're at a whole
Mhm.
nother
Well,
level.
SmackDown is going to USA.
Yeah, yeah, because Fox,
No, no.
renewed.
Fox has SmackDown.
Yeah.
USA had Raw. So Raw
Hmm.
is going to Netflix.
Yeah, I know
USA
that. Yeah.
was yeah, USA could not compete with Netflix on that. Now Fox had the opportunity to retain SmackDown, and
Mhm.
they
Yeah, I
chose
understand.
to purposely underbid. Now it's going to USA instead. So it's
So
not
that's
going
what
to
I'm saying.
Netflix.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like wrestling is starting to hit a stride and going back up. So although they're
Mm-hmm.
going to Netflix in January for Raw, you still will be, how can I say, you might catch some sort of the right, I can't find the verbiage at this moment, but you would kind of get some of the pros of that because you still have
Mm-hmm.
SmackDown. You still, recoup some of your funds, get some of the viewership. Now that
Yeah.
wrestling is, yeah, you kept SmackDown on your
Mm-hmm.
television company, but you let it go. So now they're going up. Raw, I mean, USA is going to get some of that blowback once they go into
Mm-hmm.
January, and you're going to lose out on all of it. So that was dumb, what I'm trying to say. They could have
Yeah.
still made a big profit off WWE because they're starting to go up. But
Yeah. No, I was just clarifying where the shows was
yeah,
going after.
gotcha.
I don't disagree with what you're saying. I think that it was dumb. I guess the context that's important is that they signed a deal in 2019, had a huge like debut show where like Brock Lesnar beats Kofi, and The Rock comes back for the first time in a mad long time, and then COVID hits like 6 months later.
Mhm.
So like for them, they probably felt like, and let's be honest, like COVID wrestling, as good as some of the pay per view matches turned out to be, them weekly shows was a drag.
Yeah.
So like, they lost 2 years worth of revenue and ads and things that they probably would have been getting at a higher level had, they've been traveling and doing like real shows. So yeah, I think and then the Vince thing also soured them to it. Like Vince was fucking up the shows. Like, let's be
Mhm.
honest. It wasn't good. It wasn't quality. And as it changed, that didn't change how they felt about the company.
Mm. Okay.
So like they don't feel like they losing out. And the other thing is that they're actually in contractual um agreements and connection right now with AEW to give AEW a fourth show on TV.
Mm. Yeah, but it's
Mm.
not going to be the viewers. The viewership is not going to be the same.
Which is a whole nother question. Like, can AEW? I mean, they got mad wrestlers. They sign motherfuckers every day, so
Hmm.
there's no question they got enough wrestlers. It's just a matter of like, is that going to help them get the same amount of money and revenue that WWE was doing with SmackDown? I agree with what Shanor said, not just because of the things that he mentioned, but like SmackDown is what Cody Rhodes is. He's the WWE champion. You heard Roman tonight. That's his show.
Right.
It's his W. I mean, if you really think about it, Raw is always going to be the flagship. It's the first show, but
Hmm.
SmackDown is not that little brother that you kick around no more. Like
Mm-mm.
SmackDown is damn near equal depending on who you put on the show and how the show is written. I would say that this SmackDown, as good as Raw has been all summer, this SmackDown was probably the best show, TV show I've seen probably since before WrestleMania.
Hmm. I agree. Yeah, they
Oh
tripping,
yeah,
but
yeah. They messed up, but I think at the same time, I think they won it out. And a lot of that
mm,
I think had to do with Vince and how horrible the show was before 2022.
That I agree, but that just doesn't make sense at this point. Because like if from 2022 till now, over the last year or so, it's been like pretty good. So to just back out now, it's crazy.
Well,
But
remember what
understood.
happened in 2022 at the end of the year? Because remember all the shit happens with Vince. He gets booted, and then he creates a coup with the board of directors
Hmm.
and comes back
Right.
into power in 2023 and says that he won't negotiate a TV rights deal
Mm.
or a WWE sale unless you can't sell the company unless he's a part of it. So he needs to get in on it and make the decision, which is why they created TKO. They sold that shit to Endeavor, and then what did Endeavor do? Right on the other side, it kicked his ass out.
Mm.
quickness.
So Vince kind of held them hostage at a time when they could have been more advantageous about these deals. So I
Hmm.
think I think Fox and I think the same thing happened to USA. Like I'm not sure how that negotiation happened, but you got to think about it. Outside of maybe like 3-4 years when Raw was on TNN and on Spike TV, that shit has been on USA the entire time.
That is true. That is true.
So we talking what like 30 some years it has been on USA almost forever outside of like 4 years. So something had to happen in the midst of that negotiation where Netflix came in and overbid a company that has been raising the stakes every single time they get the TV rights,
Hmm. Okay.
which is why they clearly was like, oh, we couldn't get Raw because I mean Netflix got like
They
unlimited
got
bread.
money. Yeah.
Yeah, they
Very deep
come on,
pockets.
they making movies they don't even care about.
I I think the lore too of being able to write how you want to write and bring back different storylines and having the free
Mm.
reign to do so also made
The edgy,
WWE like, yeah,
the
like let's
edginess,
do it.
yeah.
At least because at least we're gonna get more edgy shit compared to before. And you already see them already doing a little bit of that here and there, throwing these things in there. So I'm like, all
Hmm.
right, once we get to that platform, it's gonna be at a different level where the
Hmm.
adults will be able to enjoy the shows again and stuff like that. Because as much as we loved wrestling when we was younger, as kids, the adults were the ones buying the pay-per-views, going to the
Facts.
shows, buying
Because
the
I ain't had
merch.
no
So
bread.
yeah,
I ain't had shit.
And now that
Yeah.
we are the adults and we have to be
facts.
paying for Netflix, who's probably going to up their price to like
Hmm.
$30 a month or some shit like that. No
They
I
gotta
don't
more.
even want
chill.
to talk about that. Yeah, I
Y'all
mean,
gotta
but
chill with
right,
that shit.
honestly, when I think about it, for WWE to be on there, kind of rightfully so.
I
Fuck it,
mean, yeah,
like when you have Raw, there's people that pay for cable or Sling or any of that shit just to watch Raw, J- just to watch
that's the
Raw.
only
Not
reason.
really,
That's the only reason why I
yeah,
got a lot of television, bro.
yeah. Like I might watch some other shit because I pay, but
Hmm.
like I've got this to watch Raw and SmackDown and shit. So.